Hey, what is going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video. Thank you so much for being here again. And on today's episode, I want to show you a full breakdown of this 1 to 35 risk to reward ratio trade I took on the VIP this week. Took a couple of days actually. It was not a one-day thing. I'm actually going to show you here um, that this was actually on the VIP. Okay, and um, right here I'm gonna show you the how I spotted, why I decided to hold this thing, and how it turned out to be a 1 to 35 risk to reward. This is not all the time, okay? Of course, this doesn't happen all the time, but if you're very picky, you're very selective, very patient, and you stick to your plan, you can get, a lot of positions like this. Okay, not all the time, but most of the time. Just imagine, just by risking a, let's say you just entered and risking 1% of your account, right? And here you would have taken a 35% back if you enter with a one. Of course, being greedy and holding, not taking partial profits anywhere, just holding it all the way to the top, you would literally be making a 35% return back of your account, just risking 1%, just risking 1%. All right, I'm telling you, I'm of course explaining here. Um, if you're that greedy to hold, the reality is that most likely you won't be holding all the way to the top. You're going to be actually taking partial profits as it keeps going your direction, right? That's what you want to do. All right, and of course moving stops to break even. But let me go ahead and break it down for you, and by that I, of course, I'm going to explain first, going from a higher time frame, just to understand where we were at this point. Price was pretty much pulling back in this area. Okay, we were just actually having a correction. Okay, after the price being the market in overall is still bullish. Okay, in overall indices, especially Nasdaq, Nasdaq and S&P 500. US 30 it's also, but it tends to consolidate a little bit more. But they're very bullish. Okay, extremely bullish. So I'm sort of trying to anticipate the end of this pullback to pretty much catch the buy. Okay, that's what I was doing. So I went on the 15-minute time frame. Okay, and right here I spotted an a lower time frame chalk. Hold on, right here. My last break of a structure in this area was actually right here. Last break of a structure. My change of character would happen above this high, which actually happened. Okay, when we actually had the change of character, at this point, I'm just looking for the price to have some sort of reaction. Okay, I want to see the price getting somewhere here. There was sort of a POI right here in this area, and the origin in lower time frame, 1 minute time frame. Right here, there was an area, but I was not interested in getting in right here. I actually still wanted to wait to see what the price could do. So I kept going in lower time frames in here. So here's what we have, the actual change of character, right? So I'm expecting the market to pretty much pull back to my to a zone here on a discount. Okay, so price got actually reacted to this demand and pushed up. Now from here we can see that now, if I'm marking up the structure, we see that now we had another boss. Okay, the last break of a structure, right? And from here price created an impulse, correction, impulse. We had a chalk right there. So I'm going to explain right here what I was seeing. Okay, look where the break happened. So market is coming in this way. We're having an impulse, correction, impulse, and market did this right here. Chalk. right? And then after the chalk, of course, price did this boom mitigation before actually pushing up. So let me break this down here for you. The last boss to the downside was this one, okay? Our last confirmed boss right there. Then price after that break, price pushed up, did not break here yet. Our chalk would happen here. That's where it happened, all right? Which basically you can see it here, right? So what we have this impulse. We have two moves. We have an impulse, correction, impulse, right? So that means that it's leaving us with a POI right here and the origin right here, okay? Or extreme, okay? So we have an impulse, correction, impulse, right? So we have a POI and we have our origin. Now let me explain what happened because I had a loss actually right here. I was actually paying attention first to this POI. I did not want it to ignore. How do we know which zone, which of these two zones the market is going to touch? We don't know. Whoever is telling you that, yes, I know exactly which one, is lying to you. Completely lying to you because nobody does unless you are a market maker, right? So you don't know in reality which zone is going to be mitigated. You don't know if this POI is going to be mitigated. All we can do is just assume. Of course, one of the things that I always explain is that you want to see liquidity before you actually make a position, right? If you don't see liquidity, you are the liquidity, most likely. Okay. So let me explain right here what I was looking. In this area, once the price broke, I was actually paying attention to this fair value gap right here. It was a fair value gap in this area. And that's actually where I placed my first position on the 5 minute. I was on the 5 minute time frame and I was actually placing my stop just right here. I was seeing this order block right there. So I was placing my stop just below right there. And my take profit, it was somewhere there. It was something about 1 to 2. I just wanted to see what was going to happen. I was more concerned about this one being mitigated than the actual take profit at this point. I just wanted to see what was going to happen. So, but I did place an entry and I got stopped out. Then after getting a stopped out, look at what happened with this one single candle right there. You see this 5 minute candle right there. You see what it did. What time was this? This is what at 10 a.m. 10:10 actually when it happened. So I went to the 1 minute. Once I got stopped out on the 5 minute, I went to the 1 minute and I went all the way down to the origin just to see. Because after seeing two change of directions, I I was sort of convinced that this would push up. Maybe not that strong, but I was certainly expecting a move to the upside. Okay. So what I did, I went to the 1 minute, as I explained, right? The first change of direction that I saw was this one, right here. Now price is pulling back to an origin. Now it's again, I'm having another confirmation, another boss, and another chart. So I have two change of directions. Okay. Now the point here, and you can clearly see in comparison to the picture, I mean to the drawings I did here. Just look at this. The market did after the break right there, right? Look at it. So on the 1 minute, after the break, we had the chalk change of direction. The market went down to sweep the liquidity. It needed to take liquidity. Look at this 1 minute order block right here. But to be honest, and to tell you the truth, I did not get in there. If I would have get in there, my risk to reward would have been a lot better, even though it's a small distance, but it would have been a lot better, right? But the reality is that I did not get in there. I actually wanted to wait a little bit more. I wanted to be a bit more patient and wait for some sort of reaction because I still wanted to see a bit more, like extra confluence. So I waited for the first candle. I see that the first candle actually touched right there. It did touch the zone and retrace, right? waited for the second candle formation, it started to get lower, and then that one is starting to retrace back up. So my actual entry was somewhere near there was my actual entry. My stop loss was still just a few pips below, and then I would have been more than happy if the price would just reach that high. That's normally the target. Okay, that would have been a one to four risk to reward, which is fine, not bad at all. Right after having this loss, this would have been, in this case, losing one and taking one, and this is a one to four. I would have been going home with a one to three, basically. All right. So I was in the market. After I made my entry, was in the market is strongly pushing to the upside. I was able to take partial profits. I moved my stops to break even, and I was telling the team, guys, I think I'm gonna be. Of course, this is the most important take profit right there, because most of the time the market just hits that, and then from there it can totally maybe fall back again, or it depends, right? But this is the most important take profit right there. That's almost a guaranteed take profit whenever you spot a proper uh, order block, demand zone or supply zone. So that's like the how can I say, the the most powerful take profit, or the most common, or the best take profit in this point in this area is this one at that high. That confirms that price will continue bullish. Okay, so this would be a break of the structure, an actual boss after this change of direction. Okay, so at this point, definitely I was just waiting for the price to hit that. Okay, from there I was telling guys, I'm going to be stretching this out a little bit more. I want to see how this trade is going to be evolving. Of course, we had a few reports, a few news this week, and actually things were in our favor. After I was seeing the actual change of character now on bigger time frames, I was going on the 1 hour time frame right here, and I was seeing that chalk right there on the 1 hour. So I was having chalk after chalk. You see, I had actually two change of character, one change of character right here, another one right here, and now another one here. So I have three change of directions. Yes, the market is definitely shifting. It shifted from lower time frames to medium time frame, and now it's going all the way to higher time frames. It's actually showing me that shift. The market is the change of direction of the price. So at that point, I mean, I was just saying, hey, you know what? Yep, this thing is most likely going to be hitting our highs right there. It's going to continue. Market is at this point is still strongly bullish right here. And basically, if we measure, let's see, right here, price is actually pushing. It did reach the actual discount area, okay, and started pushing up from there. So this is a strong low and our weak high. So price actually did reach the actual weak high right there. It was taken out. This took a couple of days. This entry was actually on Tuesday, and then by Friday, the price was actually hitting the final take profit. I was actually interested in going into a buy right here. I'm not gonna get into that one, but anyways, I chickened out and I closed the position. But it turns out that it did actually continue pushing up. It's actually this one. There was another demand zone right there, but the price was just very slow right here at this hour of the day. I decided to close it. I didn't. For a moment, I thought it was going to fail after all the struggle, but you see, it did end up actually pumping up and pushing up. I would have made a lot more money, but sometimes, guys, we have to understand that being that greedy is not that good. It's not a healthy thing to be that greedy. This trade already was, I mean, greedy enough to say, hey, I want to hold it all the way to the top. You know, But as I mentioned, I did not make, because this is another thing that people doesn't explain, I did not make actually 35% of my account back. I wish, right? But no, I was risking, I normally in my positions, I risk 1% to 2% per trade. But the reality is, if you're risking 1%, yo, guys, you have to take partial profits. And if as you are taking partial profits, you know, your close in some of your positions is not going to be the same as if you hold the entire position all the way to the top. I could have made like $10,000, close, close to $11,000 in this whole trade right there, but I didn't. I didn't do it, because I was actually closing profits, taking partial profits as the price was going up. You know, at the end, I actually left a small position open. All I wanted to do is let this thing run and just you know just for the record, just to say, hey, this is my first and biggest risk to reward trade ever. Okay, and it doesn't matter how at the end of the day how much of the entry was open. All I wanted to do is just leave it open because I wanted to see that this is actually my highest take profit ever. I mean, highest risk to reward ratio ever so far. And of course, I'm always trying to get a much bigger entry like that. But you see, this doesn't happen all the time. Okay, it doesn't happen all the time. But if you want to learn how to catch this sort of stuff, you can go on my website, teamprofitsenglish.com. I'm actually offering this weekend an actual discount. You can actually see right here, there's a 30% discount. You can use the actual code 30% off. At checkout, you click here, join. You fill out this information. Don't forget to put the code here, and then just request the information, and I will send you uh, the all the details to actually be joining. This is a one-time payment, guys. One-time payment, and you're part of the team forever. Okay, you're going to get my course, mentorship, my ebook based on the smart money concept, and you have a signal group. But this signal group is more like let me click here. If you want to know what it is, just click in there. It's a trade idea signal group. Okay. If you're only looking for signals, please don't join. I tell you that right away. If you're only looking for signals, if you want to learn, this is for you. Okay. I do send my signals, or AKA trade ideas, every single day. Okay. If I'm entering, yes, but I tell my students that it's not the safest thing to just copy my trades. Simply analyze and compare to yours just to have an idea, okay, and of the potential scenarios, because I am not always going to be right. All right. So I hope it makes sense, guys. Let me know what you think. If you still want to actually learn and you are not ready to just join the actual team just yet, you can find a lot of free content on my YouTube channel. I actually have a free course on smart money concept. I will leave the link somewhere here at the top in the right corner. Just go ahead and check it out. And after that, if you're still interested, just go ahead and check my website. Okay. So that would be all for today, guys. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.